Hi, Mike Brentley, auctioneer. We've talked earlier about disintermediation, where anybody just kind of takes the middle person out of the formula between a buyer and a seller. Let's look at travel agents, for example. Can I just make my reservations directly with Delta or United or what have you, or even hotel reservations, rental car? Can I do it all myself, or I can do it on an app? I don't have to go to that travel agent. The travel agent has largely been disintermediated between those two entities. And when I teach real estate, I tell prospective real estate licensees, I even tell current real estate licensees, I think the real estate industry maybe at some point, the real estate agent may be eliminated in the process of disintermediation. In other words, buyers and sellers connecting directly on some sort of website or what have you. In fact, there's some of that already going on. So for auctioneers, could you be eliminated through disintermediation? In other words, platforms out there that auctioneers have been using to put property on, they now have those bidders in their databases, and they reach out to those sellers and, I don't need you auctioneers anymore. We're going to go directly to the seller. We're going to connect our bidders with your sellers, and we're going to take you out of the mix. It's already happening. So what I want to talk about today is what anyone can do. If you're an auctioneer, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a travel agent, if you're, I talking to my dentist the other day. He says, you want to get back in for tooth whitening? I said, I do my own whitening now. I can buy it at the grocery store. He said, oh, another service. You just do it yourself. When do you, let's start with this. When do you hire anyone else to do something when you can't do it yourself? I was a kid. We had the TV repairmen come out in a truck with tubes and suitcases full of tools and related and testers, and would come into our console TV and repair the TV. There was a period of time not too long ago where we had one TV not working or another TV not working, and we threw it out. You didn't repair it, you just replaced it. We don't have those TV repair people anymore. So what would keep any of us, auctioneers, travel agents, real estate people, TV repair people, dentists, what keeps us in business? What keeps us around? Well, as I've titled this video, if you're an expert, there's never a drought of need for an expert. Everybody wants that person that knows more than they do, that can take them the extra step. I mean, an auctioneer who's doing some really focused, somewhat narrow, I know all about this subject. I know all about Minneapolis Moline tractors. I know all about these kinds of tools. I know all about this kind of artwork. I know all about this type of jewelry. See, I think you can get enough knowledge. I think you can become an expert in some discipline, and you're going to be busy the rest of your life, because people hire experts. People hire people that know more than they know about marketing, selling, determining value, fixing, repairing, what have you. There's things I can't repair. There's things I don't have time to repair. So I hire somebody, but I'm not repairing TVs anymore, and I'm not going down to a travel agent to make reservations, because I do that on my phone, on an app. So some industries have been really hurt by disintermediation, and auctioneers worry. People getting in the auction business, people getting in the real estate business, in any kind of service industry, worry, will there be some point where I won't be needed, that they can do it themselves? And I think that's possible for almost any industry. So here's what I'd recommend for auctioneers and any other professions that I've mentioned that want to stick around or prosper in the coming years, decades. You got to be really, really good at something. Really good at something. And once you're really good at something, better than anyone else, then you still have that person out to fix, repair, service, help with any kind of project because, well, I know more about it than anybody, or I know that's in my, as we say, it's in our wheelhouse. It's right down Main Street for us. I know those items. I fool around with wristwatches and pocket watches and things like that. I can do some of the minor repairs, and I take them to a watch person here in my town who seemingly knows all about some of those watches and can fix or repair in a couple minutes what might take me a lot of YouTube videos in a couple days. So it's worth going to an expert. We always look for experts, right? When somebody's hiring an auctioneer, they don't want an average auctioneer. They want a typical auctioneer. They want an expert auctioneer. They want somebody that's finely tuned, that knows the business, knows values, knows how to market, knows how to maximize price, knows how to get bidders to their auctions better than anyone else. And look around the United States. Look around the world. What auctioneers are really busy? What auctioneers are doing high profile events where big dollars move across platforms and podiums and of that nature. Who are those individuals? They're highly skilled, expert auctioneers. They get those jobs. I've been fortunate to work as a contract auctioneer all over the United States, and I can tell you that I got to keep my game on because there's competition, right? There's other people that want my job. At some point, I'll say, you know what? I don't want to travel anymore. Pass it on to somebody else, likely. But until then, I got to take my vitamins. I got to be on point here because they expect high caliber performance. And if you're coming in somewhere in the middle, if you're a 4, 5, 6 out of 10, there's not a lot of place for you. And those are the people, whether it be real estate agents, travel agents, dentists, auctioneers, insurance people, attorneys for that matter. Who are the busy attorneys, the high profile attorneys? Who's not busy as an attorney? The average attorney. Oh, honey, I think we need an attorney. Let's try to find an average attorney. Says no one. You want to be working in your present profession for years or decades from now? Sharpen that knife. Become an expert at something. It may involve narrowing your focus. We've got lots of jacks of all trades. What can you focus on? What can you narrow your focus and say, this particular thing, this particular discipline, this particular type of product, this particular type of auction, I know more about than anyone on earth. When you can say that, you've probably gotten there. And lastly, don't make that narrowing too narrow. You could be the only auctioneer on earth that sells railroad ties between 4 and 7 inches. How many people have railroad ties between 4 and 7 inches? Not many. That's your specialty. You specialized too much. And that's my only point here. Could you specialize too much where there's nobody that has any of that item which you've chosen to specialize in? So narrow, but not too narrow. Somewhere between jack of all trades and I know all about 6-inch railroad ties. Mike Brindley, Auctioneer. Pleasure to be with you today. Other videos on this same page, others forthcoming. Have a great day and stay safe.